It's always recorded. And you can go on the 508 Cards YouTube and watch it. Well, this is the first half of the case, the first 10. I'll get to the rest of it probably tomorrow. All right, guys, good luck. Kirby, Lindor, Merrill, Kenzie Gore on the refractor, Nathan Church on the X-Fractor. Those will all be sleeved. All the inserts will be sleeved after, guys. Julio Rodriguez and Dylan Cease. Matthews, Mizzato, Real Moto, Greg Maddux on the Rivals. Kirby, Matthews, and CJ Abrams. Cunha, Goldschmidt, Yamamoto for the Dodgers on the 75th. Reagans, Cunha Jr. on the X-Fractor, Roman Anthony on the X-Fractor, and Salvador Perez. Roman, Noah Cameron, Savage, Kikuchi, Noah Cameron, X-Fractor, Corbin Carroll on the Wrecking Crew, and Matt Olson. Conley Early, Messick, Kyle Tucker, Arenado, Conley Early on the X-Fractor, McCutcheon, X-Fractor, and Perdomo. See what that is. McCutcheon, Brandon Lowe, Otto Kemp. Oh, just a perspective. For Acuna, Brandon Lowe, Matt Shaw, and Schwellenbach. All right, box 2. Box 1 was kind of a dud. Cheerio, Kafis, Kyle Raleigh, Brady House, Manny Machado, Marte on the Wrecking Crew, and CJ Abrams. Pasquantino, Waltrip, Sal Stewart on the 75th, Sanchez on the Refractor, Trevor Story, X-Fractor, Chris Sale, and Salvador Perez. A lot of X-Fractors, that's for sure. Oh, we got a green coming up. Hitler, Christian Moore, Taylor Walls, and Joe Ryan for the 2020 Twin 74/99 on the X-Fractor. Jimmy Crooks, Alvarez on the X-Fractor, and Matt Olson. I'll sleeve up that Alvarez because you never know with that one. Joe Ryan. Contreras, Jack Dreyer, Carson Benj on the Future Star, Mason Wynn on the Refractor, Painter on the X-Fractor, Mizorowski on the Big Ticket, and Perdomo. Sprout, Henderson, Marte, Robin Ventura on the Rival, Star Wars on the X-Fractor, Henry Davis, and Schwellenbach. All right, last pack of box 2. Rumfield, Stephen Kwan, Jordan Walker, Dylan Cease on the Refractor, Alex Freeland, and Corey Seager on the X-Fractors, and Jaron Duran. All right, on to the next 2. Joe Ryan, Suarez, Springer, Tatis on the 75th, Cole Young on the X-Fractor, Tatis on the Wrecking Crew, and PCA. A little color coming up. Pink, maybe? Akamoto, Smith, and for the A's, Mason Barnett out of 250 on the auto. Gunner on the Refractor, Pena on the X-Fractor, Fasalo, and Chase Meredith on the back. Matt McLean, Valera, Bubba Chandler. Oh, for the Guardians, we got Jose Ramirez on the negative. Nice hit. Jackson Cherio and Kafis on the X-Fractors, and Ozzy Albies. Patrick Bailey, Noel Marte, Colson Montgomery on the Future Star, Taylor Walls on the Refractor, Tatis, X-Fractor, Chase Burns, Big Ticket, and Jeff McNeil. Jalen Garris, Stephen Kwan, Jordan Walker, Willie Mays on the Chrome Rival, Beta, and Hunter Green on the X-Fractors, and Riley Green on the back. Jung Ho Lee, Donovan, Bellinger, Dreyer, Troy Melton, and Nupa on the X-Fractors, and Isaac Collins on the back. Carter Jensen, Joey Ortiz, Chapman, Schwellenbach on the Refractor, George Valera, X Factor, Bobby Witt, Big Ticket, and Kevin Gosman. Lewis, Sasaki, Buster Posey on the rival, Bryce Hopper on the 75th, Randy on the X Factor, Peyton Tolley as well, and Wyatt Langford. I'm not even going to try that name. Oh, Baldwin, Griffin, Duran on the X Factor, the Refractor, Tatis, Beta, and Williams. Clement, Suzuki, Colson on the nope. Shea on the X Factor, Aaron Judge on the Wrecking Crew, and Bryce Hopper. Perdomo, Refractor, Jung Ho Lee, and Joe Ryan on the X Factor, and Burleson. Oh, we got a blue coming up. Nick Kurtz on the perspective. Behind that, for the Stros, we're going to have Hunter Brown out of 150. 108 on the print, out of 150. Suarez, McLean, and Logan Webb. All right, guys, next two. Box 5 and box 6. There's 4 more to go after these two. Beta to start us off. Green. Matthews on the X Factor. Mike Trout on the Wrecking Crew, and Brian Wu. Gore, Reagans, Soto on the Refractor, Cunha Jr., and Roman Anthony on the X Factors, and Soto. Melton, Nootbaugh, Randa, Kyle Raleigh on the 75th, Noah Cameron, and Conley Early on the X Factors, and Matt Chapman. Cole Young, Guy Moreno, Matt Chapman on the Refractor, Cutchin, X Factor, PCA Big Ticket, and Yelich. Pena, Maxwell, Nico. Past and present, we got Vladdy and Joe Carter for the Jays. Lowe and Matt Shaw on the X Factors, and Sanchez. Salo, Kyle Karos, Jeter on the perspective, Yelich on the refractor, Baez and Pavetta on the X-Fractors, and Cease on the back. That's box 6. Chado, Story, Chase Burns, Roman Anthony on the Future Star, Jimmy Crooks on the X-Fractor, Freddie Freeman, and Carrera. Sale Skeens, Brooks Lee, Maxwell, Fractor, Alvarez again on the X-Fractor, Painter, and Alcantara. We got some color, some teal coming up. Jimmy Crooks, Lugo, Drew. For the Reds, we got Chase Burns out of 199, 147 on the print. Nice hit for the Reds. Stowers and Henry Davis on the X-Fractors, and Byron Buxton on the back. Matt Shaw, Dollander, Drew Gilbert, Amai on the refractor, Javier Baez on the X-Fractor, Judge on the big ticket, and Duran. Baez again, Jazz Chisholm, Mason Wynn and Ozzie Smith for the Cardinals, past to present. Tatsua on the 75th, Pavetta and Machado on the X-Fractors, and Ellie on the back. Pavetta, Mizorowski, Nolan, Moreno on the refractor, Story and Chris Sale on the X-Fractors, and Jordan Beck. It's box 7, box 8. Oh, home run. Michael King, Gunnar Henderson, Paul Skeens on the Future Star, Ozzie Albies on the refractor, Taylor Ward X-Fractor, Mookie Big Ticket, and Dylan Cruz. Alvarez again. Taylor Ward. Owen Cassie on the 75th. Nico Horner on the refractor. Freeland on the X-Fractor. Skeens on the big ticket with Mason Miller on the back. Lewis, McGonigal, Carson Benj on the Future Star. Nolan McLean, refractor. Parker Messick on the X-Fractor. Mizorowski on the big ticket. And Luis Angel Acuna on the back. Davis, Freeland, Kenzie Gore, Cole Reagans, Stanton on the X Factor, Kyle Raleigh, Wrecking Crew, and Logan Webb. Siga, Arnada, Tatsua, Kyle Raleigh on the Refractor, Chase DeLauder, and Michael King on the X Fractors, and Kevin Gosman. Morales, Riley, Moreno, Rodriguez, 75th, Shane Bieber, and Danby Swanson on the X Fractors, and Langford. The password, Garcia, Chris Bassett, Bellinger, Paul Skeens, Senga, hey, a little Shohei on the Wrecking Crew, and Chandler Simpson. Weisenhunt, Springer, Akamoto, Caminero on the Refractor, Shohei on the X Fractor, McNeil, and Diaz. Contreras, Kyle Teal, Smith, Chandler, Riley Green, and Isaac Collins on the X Fractors, and James Wood on the back. Bichette, Jeffers, Thomas, Blake Snell on the Refractor, PCA on the X Fractor, J Rod on the big ticket, and Kate Horton. Eldridge, Gilbert, Nolan McLean, past and present, Gertie and Garrett Cole for the Yanks, Chase Meredith and Ozzie Albies on the X Fractors, and Xavier Edwards. Marte, Max Muncy, Yakamoto on the 75th, Dylan Cruz Refractor, Corbin Burns, and Nick Kurtz on the X Fractor, and Zach Wheeler. All right, last two boxes, guys, 9 and 10. Shadow, Drew, Kyle Teal, 75th, Shohei on the Refractor, Lindor, X Fractor, Lindor big ticket, and Zach Wheeler. Story, Ward, Luke Weaver, Greg Nettles, Jackson Merrill, and Manzardo on the X Fractors, and Mookie Betts on the back. Sale, Holiday, Dalen, Jeff McNeil on the Refractor, Real Moto, and Paul Goldschmidt on the X Fractors, and Luis Angel Acuna. Church, Kirby, Goldschmidt, Savage, Carson Benj, X Fractor, Bobby Witt, Wrecking Crew, and Trey Turner. Matthews, Gucci, Parker Messick, Sal Frelick on the Refractor, Caleb Durbin, and Jacob Mossy on the X Fractors, and McGreevy. Cunha, Roman, Kyle Tucker, Beans on the Perspective, Barnett, and McGonigal on the X Fractors, and Rafi on the back. Williams, Maxwell, Nico, Brady House on the Refractor, Garrett Cole, Cunha Jr., and Willie Adams. Stanton, Kyle Carros, Kyle Riley, Corbin Carroll, and Gonzalez, past to present. Patrick Bailey and Shea on the X Fractors, and Sal Frelick on the back. Chase DeLauder, House, and Mike Trout on the Perspective. Waltrip on the Refractor. Young Ho Lee and Joe Ryan on the X Fractors, and Bogarts on the back. What the fuck? King, Bieber, Waltrip, Christian Moore, Suarez on the X Fractor, Schwarber on the Wrecking Crew, and Yamamoto. Jesus Christ. Swanson, Walls, Akamoto 75th, Christian Moore, Refractor, Matt McLean, and Valera on the X Fractor, and Senga on the back. All right, last pack, guys. And a tail, maybe? Not auto. Garrett Cole, Jake Dreyer, Gunnar Henderson. This one's going to be for the 20s. Luke Kershaw out of 199, 168 out of 199. The teal X Fractor. Rosarana, Peyton Tolley, and Shohei to end it off. We pulled one auto out of that. I mean, it could have been better, could have been worse, I guess. The next half of this case is going to be loaded, most likely. All right, hit you with the recap right now. Kershaw out of 199. Chase Burns out of 199. We got Hunter Brown out of 150. We have Joe Ryan out of 99. We got Jose Ramirez on the negative. And for the auto, Mason Barnett out of 250 for the A's. These are just perspectives. Kuna, Trout, Skeens, Jeter, Kurtz. And this goes with the rest of the inserts, the Greg Maddux. All right, guys, appreciate everybody for hopping in. It took a little longer than usual. I don't know what the hell's going on with whatnot, but be back most likely tomorrow or later on tonight with the second half of the case if you're interested. These will be out tomorrow morning as well. If you need to watch the break again, head on over to the 508 Cards YouTube. It'll always be posted there. And thank you guys for hopping in. I appreciate it.